Serious, Reddit. What's your best advice for someone who just realized they haven't done anything remarkable their whole life? This quote. For what it's worth, it's never too late or, in my case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. Scott F. Fitzgerald. I don't know if this is a joke or a brain fart, but I think his name was F. Scott Fitzgerald as in Francis Scott, not Scott Francis. He was named after the Star-Spangled Banner fella. There have been roughly 105 billion humans who have ever lived, and only a relative handful of them ever accomplish anything remarkable. My advice is to make peace with being unremarkable. There's no shame in it. Exactly. You don't need to be a Joan of Arc or a pharaoh to live an amazing life. Volunteer in your community. Be good to people. Be nice to your neighbors. You won't matter in 200 years, but you matter right now. Join the club. Most of us haven't. On the other hand, it could be that some small act of kindness in your past, that you have totally forgotten by now, had a profound and lasting positive effect on someone's life. Remarkability doesn't matter. Do what you need to do to be happy, within the bounds of the law preferably, but you do you. Start helping. People you know, people you don't, good causes, whatever you want, but look for ways to help. Is there something you want to do? Somewhere you want to go? Do something that takes you towards it. Little things every day add up. They matter. Be the helper that Mr. Rogers told you to look for. Don't worry about it. Most people don't. You pay attention to too much social media. Just get good at a couple of things you really like or are passionate about. That's enough. So many people think the world is becoming a worse place. Yet, there are a number of statistics that definitely show that crime is decreasing. The internet and social media make it so easy for bad news to travel very far, very quickly. Seeing all that bad news from all over the country world makes it easy to think that bad news is common. This sounds really cheesy, and it belongs on a Hallmark card if it isn't already, but it's completely true. The odds of you affecting humanity as a whole are slim to none, but even the simplest act of kindness can potentially create a ripple that has the power to change the entire world. You can't change the whole world, but just one person's is enough. I am probably the wrong person to ask. When I was young, read under 25, I really thought I had to do something big or have a new and original idea to change the world or my life was meaningless. Somewhere along the line I stepped into the anonymous river of humankind and made peace with the beauty in everyday moments. Every life is lived mostly within our own heads anyway, and I have had a multitude of great laughs, great insights, and great human moments that are unique to me, and they sustain me. I will be sad to leave this earth. It's messy, but it's filled with beautiful moments. My life is unique to me, and that's all I need. Every life is remarkable through this lens. Try to see through it and you realize you are already remarkable. You just made this post, which made me and many others read beautiful quotes and tips. These put a smile on my face this Sunday morning. Thank you. Find something you are passionate about and work determinedly towards it. Identify moments when major change is possible, and position yourself and your work to help achieve it. By remarkable, I don't mean something to make me well known or even something impressive. I just mean I haven't been doing anything at all for the past 15 years. I just want to do something with my life. Alright, you need to get the whole you haven't done anything outlook with your life out of the picture. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself. To quote one of my favorite shows, nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's going to die. All you can do is strive to be the you that you're happy with. If all you want to do is sit on the couch and watch TV, that's fine as long as you're happy. If you want to go seize the world for yourself, do it. This life is too short and kind of meaningless in a funny way to where you shouldn't be comparing yourself with others. No one knows if there's a next after this. No one knows if any of this carries on. Just live your life, laugh a lot, and love, or not. Do what you want to do, just don't be an butthole to others. It's that simple, and I think you're being too hard on yourself if you think otherwise. Find a cause and volunteer. Reading to kids, helping elderly, Habitat for Humanity. Shelve books at your library. Go for a walk and pick up trash. Write a blog. Pen pal a veteran. Call your mom. Help a friend move. If you have professional skills, offer them to the less fortunate. For example, if you're a financial advisor, videographer or whatnot, do pro bono work. These things will count a lot to the people you help, and that's what makes you remarkable. Please enjoy 40 internet silver. I have finished with them. I think it's silly to get caught up with what remarkable things you have achieved in life. Every person you ask will have a different definition of what makes an action remarkable or not. In high school I achieved a national championship in a sport, but I didn't feel any more remarkable after doing that because everyone there was also competing at a national competition. I attend a top university in North America and I'm in a hard program, but frankly, everyone around me is pretty dang smart. Many are much smarter than me, so this also doesn't make me feel remarkable. The fact of the matter is that in a world with 7 billion people, there will always be someone who is better than you at this or that, or someone who is smarter than you or makes more money. You'll never feel accomplished if all you do is compare yourself to others. Clichés are so called because they are often true. They wouldn't be used so often if they didn't hold a bit of truth. With that in mind, you should strive to be the best you can be. Don't let other people's judgment control your actions. Measure twice, cut once. This is not relevant here but still important for later in your life. Honestly, if you are 15 years old, you have time to make so many mistakes in your life. It's almost like a currency. The more mistakes you make, the more you will learn and improve. Make mistakes now, learn from them. The rest will sort itself. Just realize that our purpose here on earth is to love and to learn, and we are merely a vessel made of flesh that carries energy wired together by electricity and our body's ability to pump blood and air. So do what you want. Have a family, exercise, read a book, go against the grain, but don't spend your life worrying what you haven't accomplished. Find a charity you respect and volunteer there. It will make your life feel more meaningful and also look good on resumes. There is somewhere close to 8 billion of us. We won't all do remarkable things. What I do is important, but never remarkable. Just live and be happy. That's the whole point to life. Or spend it drunk like I do, and your unremarkableness doesn't faze you. In the grand scheme of things, we are all unremarkable. Even most remarkable people of today will be lucky to become so much as a footnote in human history. And even those who did great things don't worry about the remarkable things that they've done, because they're dead. If the things you've done and the things you're doing have so far fulfilled you and made you happy, then you shouldn't try to change that. If you are unhappy, it's not because you haven't done anything remarkable, but because you need a hobby that is personally fulfilling. If you wish to make an impact on the world, go volunteer somewhere, help others, and worry about the impact you're making in the present on others who share the present with you. Besides, our life stories share many similarities and differences. On some level, we've probably all done something somewhat remarkable, but we don't recognize it ourselves. Don't work towards a goal that wouldn't bring you joy. Don't do interesting things for the sake of being interesting. It will not bring satisfaction. You don't have to be remarkable to be happy. The past, with a long A, like past, can't be changed. The present is used for planning the future. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do, see, smell, hear, taste, feel? When? How do you get there? It can be as simple as throwing a dart at a map of continental North America and starting a travel blog, as audacious as riding a motorcycle from Alaska to Argentina, or as banal as buying a book to breathe breezy new life into your bibliothèque. What really matters is that you're looking for your story, plan, prepare, and execute. Long A cake, rake, face, cage, same, short A cat, fat, past, fast. First of all, it doesn't really matter. The majority of people haven't done anything that can be considered remarkable. No one needs to do anything remarkable. Just be a good person. If it does really bother you that you haven't done anything remarkable, just help people, or animals, in some way, that can be considered remarkable, in my opinion. I also don't know what you consider remarkable, but chances are it's not too late for you to try and accomplish it. Think about why you want to have done something remarkable. Is it because you'd like to make a difference in someone's life? Do you want to feel like your life meant something? Do you want to be remembered? And if it is because you want to have done something worth remembering, then realize that you're still alive, and that means you still have time to make a difference in someone's life by helping, by being there for someone, by lending a hand, by being a good person, etc. Also, the fact that you actually thought about what you've done with your life probably puts you ahead of many who never take the time to reflect. Just because you haven't done anything to get attention from massive amounts of people doesn't mean you haven't done anything remarkable. You could be handing out lunches to the homeless every day. No one would know your name, but you would definitely be remarkable. I've found that the best decisions and key accomplishments in my life have mostly come from taking huge risks, whether it be financial, educational, or any other risk you may be facing. Sometimes you just have to say screw it and take a leap of faith. And if you think what you're facing is risky because you think you can't accomplish it, you'd be surprised at how far you can go. If you want to become a doctor but you don't think you can get through medical school, or the financial risks may be too much, go for IT. Go for what you're passionate about because in the end it will all work out. Faith can go a long way. Another key piece of advice, and one that I tend to struggle with, is seeking help. I always try to deal with situations alone, but if you're going through a tough time, there's tons of people more than willing to help. If you think you would be annoying by asking for help, think to yourself, if someone today asked me for help in applying for college, etc., I'd love to help him or her out, and that's the attitude that most people have. So if you want to accomplish a goal in life, don't bear the weight all by yourself. Branching out can help you reach that goal. Being remarkable isn't just about becoming a billionaire, or a star athlete, or the president. Being remarkable is about making goals and chasing after them with all you have, and it's also helping others along the way. The smallest actions can sometimes have the biggest ripple effects. Most people that didn't know they would TBH. A lot of people don't get recognized for what they did until long after they died, and the large majority of people don't do anything remarkable, and that's okay. Also depends on your definition of remarkable. Just be a good, honest, caring person. Love your family and friends. Treat others with respect. You will have lived a good life. It's hard to say because everyone has a different definition of remarkable, but for me it's finding something you want so incredibly badly that your life revolves around it. My parents and friends say that my solo trip was something remarkable. I was 18 and went traveling around China for 3 months by myself with very little knowledge of the language. I worked my butt off for that trip. I had 2 jobs that I absolutely hated, but I wanted to do this so badly I stuck it out. Those jobs weren't great for my mental state, but to me it was worth it. I felt so incredibly fulfilled on and after the trip because everyone doubted me. They said, yeah right, how are you gonna do that by yourself? You don't even speak the language. Or some said you're gonna be kidnapped and robbed, but I proved everyone wrong and gained an appreciation for such an incredible country and people that often get a bad rap in the media. This trip was the thing that I had an incredible desire for, but not everyone wants to or is able to travel. But I think you have to find the thing that is remarkable to you, or the thing you desire incredibly, and dedicate your time to achieving it. My next thing I want to achieve is to one day be in the position to purchase a supercar. That is probably a long way off for now, but that unattainability for most people is what makes me desire it even more. Make a list of 52 things that make you feel uncomfortable. They don't need to be complex, but they need to introduce you to things you typically would avoid. Aim to do 1 per week. My list felt silly, but I ended up doing things I had long told myself I couldn't do, and by the end of the year I had become involved in a few volunteer organizations, had gone kayaking for the first time, sang in public at a karaoke bar, wrote a short story that was published. You get the idea. I gathered a new network of people towards me who embraced life and I found way more joy. You don't have to be anything other than you, but work to stretch yourself to a new and improved version. Catalog what you do over the year and maybe blog about it. You may just inspire others to do the same. Best of luck on your journey. There will never be a better time to start than right now. Tazzy. All I can say is that it's very hard not to leave a mark on the world in your lifetime. But I don't mean that in some grand way that changes things or that is seen by history as remarkable. Going through your life, you touch people and change people. It could be something obvious like a long-term friendship where you help them through things, or something you're not even aware of like something you did for a stranger years ago made their day and maybe changed their life. Every decision you make affects someone, and taking you out of their lives would have a huge impact, more than we realize. So, maybe to the history books, you haven't done anything remarkable, but you could have saved someone's life for all you know, and I think that's pretty amazing. Life isn't about leaving an everlasting print. It's about the relationships you make with people and how you impact their lives as well as your own. Join the club. Most of us have not done anything so remarkable as to have had an impact on the world at large. However, you can do something remarkable that will have an impact on an individual's life. Maybe you visit an elderly family member regularly. Maybe you read stories to your niece every time you see her. Maybe you're the person who always makes and delivers soup to friends who are ill. You don't have to impact the world to have an impact. When I was in secondary school, I had to show a bunch of kids from the primary school next door around and tell them what they could expect when they moved up. At the time, I was studying music GCSE and thought it'd be fun to demo some of our instrument lessons. I ended up doing a group lesson showing them how to play the basic rock pop pattern on the drums. But seriously, it was just a quick 10-minute demo and instruction. Can you count to 4? Then you can play drums. And then each kid in the group took a turn trying to play it on the kit for a minute or so. Thought no more about it, because why would you, right? Except, a couple of years ago I found out from a mate who now works at our old school that one of the kids who had been in that group loved trying the drums so much that she took them up properly and was subsequently on course for an A at A2 level music, and wanted to go on and study music at uni. She was also a very competent drummer and had been tutoring some of the younger kids at school for fun. One 10-minute lesson shaped that girl's whole school life and beyond, and that, in turn, led to more kids learning to play. My point is that you might already have changed someone's world with the smallest action, and you might never know it. Every interaction, no matter how small, can be life-changing for one and completely forgettable for the other. I promise I'm not trying to humble brag. I just want you to see that not every remarkable moment will seem like it at the time. Just be helpful and kind when you can, and the world will always be better for it. TLDR. Small, forgettable actions might not change the world for you, but they could change someone else's entirely. If you're not happy, figure out something remarkable you want to accomplish. Break it down into steps and figure out how you should start on this today. I felt like that. I applied to teach English abroad. I had no money, so I sold everything and landed in Korea after getting a job. It'd make travel easier. I live in an area where no one ever leaves, so going to Asia, not on military orders, at 21 was a big deal. I was born to uneducated teen parents and poverty. I'm still in my 20s and I've seen 30 countries and hold a master's degree. Figure out what you deem remarkable and just go all in. Also watch The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It's good motivation. I'm not sure what your economic situation is, but you can also save money and start small and local. Start spending your money on experience and education over stuff and you will become happier and more satisfied. What would you do to occupy your time if you won the lottery and didn't need to work? Then start becoming doing it. You don't have to quit work, just start slow. You like films? Film critic? Computer games? Reviewer pro gamer? Making crap? Hand-built wood crafts? It's never too late to start. Who says you haven't done anything remarkable? You may be an inspiration to someone who needs it. You may be that lifeline of advice for someone going through a hard time. What I mean to say is you will have affected others in a way you're probably not even conscious of. My advice would be to stop looking at living through any kind of social media. To consider your goals, not what society deems as life goals. Wanna learn to drive? Wanna take a big trip? Wanna learn a new vocation? Do it. To do you. Be you. Rather than being what you think people want you to be. You are remarkable. No one else can be you. Humanity has severed its relationship with the natural world. We have become foreign to the mother that birthed us. So habituated to the digital, industrial and functional world of consumption that we mistake this realm as reality. The vast majority of us have lost the ability to observe the place from which we emerged. We have forgotten the stars because our cities pollute even the heavens. What if the most remarkable thing you could do, at any moment in life, was to truly engage the heavens and earth with serious wonder and awe? There is plenty of mystery left to be discovered, but it is only available to those who truly seek. In my opinion, to live the most remarkable life would be to cultivate vision and wisdom in a world that has lost their sight. A world dominated by an intellectual hubris willing to claim superiority over the systems that birthed us. I would choose a life spent learning how to appreciate, cooperate and regenerate the world in which we inhabit in exchange for any sort of remarkable behavior in our current misunderstanding of reality. The best advice I can give is to get out of your comfort zone. You must look for opportunities and be willing to try new things. Life is a collection of memorable experiences, and the best way to gather those experiences is to consistently try new things and put yourself into new situations. Within reason, of course. I am 40 years old and I have lived in 3 countries and had success in 3 careers, and I am currently starting my 4th career. I never planned on taking such an ambling path in life, but once I got a taste of the varieties that the world has to offer, I became addicted to experiencing new music, cultures, foods, trades, careers, hobbies, creative outlets, Some could say that my ADD lifestyle keeps me from truly mastering any of these skills, but I have a more well-rounded life experience than most people I know. Basically, proactively welcome new experiences in your life. Eventually, one of those things is going to keep your interest long enough for you to accomplish something that you feel is remarkable. Go out and do something remarkable. I was stuck in my house for over a year with terrible anxiety and depression. Then one day I drove to the gym. I couldn't go in, I just sat in the parking lot, but I did that almost every day for 2 weeks. Finally started working out, and after a couple months I started a small landscape business. When I get down and anxious, I look back and I'm so proud of myself. First things first, stop falling for the remarkable bulls. You don't need to be remarkable, you need to be good and kind. That's it. That's the most remarkable thing you can do, and it's more than enough. I'm a historian. I read about kings and queens from all ages, but what doesn't get put in the history books gets passed down with family. You may not be remarkable enough to be studying for ages. However, you can be remarkable enough to one family. What's completely unremarkable to you may not be so unremarkable to someone else. Maybe you've complimented a stranger and brightened their whole week, or even their whole month. Maybe you left a kind comment somewhere on the internet and unknowingly convinced someone that maybe life isn't so bad. Maybe it was your encouraging comment on a stranger doing a workout that kept them from quitting and got them to get healthy instead. Maybe you helped someone jumpstart someone's car on the way to that job interview they really couldn't miss. You could have done any number of remarkable things, made a huge difference in a lot of people's lives, and never known about it. Don't assume you're unremarkable just because you can't see the significance of your actions. I will throw this in there. Make a list of things that you could accomplish that would feel remarkable to you. Find the one that is most accomplishable in your current state and with your current time and money, and go for it. It's much better to have this feeling now than on your deathbed. Go get it while you have the chance. Most people never do anything remarkable, nor would they want to. Do you try to leave everyone you interact with feeling better than they did before? You're saying this as if it is more common to have done something remarkable than not, whereas the opposite is true. Most people haven't done something remarkable in their lives, and that's the norm. Take an honest inventory. Figure out what you want. Figure out what you have to sacrifice. Start your journey with a mission. I was a drunk for a long time. Once my mind was made up to quit, there was no stopping it from happening. It's been almost 15 months now. Since then I have traveled over 100,000 miles across 44 states, invested money, and ran a couple of businesses. Often the barriers holding us back are not as scary in real life as they are in our heads. First off, remarkable has a multiple interpretations. If it's remarkable to you, then it counts. For something to be remarkable to you, all it has to do is make you happy. Start writing down the things that make you happy. It doesn't matter how trivial they are. Then start writing down the things that get you inspired. You might start to notice a theme about the things that make you happy. If they are grouped into a career pattern, start researching it. If they are grouped into a hobby, start doing it. There's a really overblown but truthful saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. As far as I'm concerned, if you can make that happen, that's pretty remarkable on its own. There's no advice needed, you're just one of 99.999% of all humans that have never done anything remarkable with their life. Just be happy, love your family and friends, and try to be a good person. That's it, that's all you have to do. Being remarkable is relative. Just talking to someone who might need help or sharing a memorable moment with a best friend will be remarkable to them. Remarkable doesn't always have to imply something that impacts the world in some way. Sure, that would be great, and there isn't always something getting in the way of stopping a lot of people from doing so. But people should be happy with making important changes to those who they care about, or maybe someone who needs it. I want to achieve something remarkable in a grander scale in my lifetime, but if I die without changing the world, I'll be okay. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.